this video, I'm going to show you exactly what to do to increase your life energy in order to attract what you want. I'm going to share with you perspectives that are necessary and ways that you can actually have the kind of energy you want to attract what you want in life. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, we're going to be specifically talking about life force energy and the power of using and understanding our own body in correlation with how we feel and what we are experiencing in life. Now in general, depending on whatever your goals you have, life force energy is necessary in order to fuel it, in order to continue to go in the direction towards it. And unless you have a clear goal as to what you want to achieve or who you want to become, the idea is that then that energy becomes dispersed. Now there's certain things that we can do to increase our life energy, and there's certain things that we can do to decrease our life energy. And this is all about awareness, of becoming aware of how we feel when we do certain things in our life, and how we can maximize that by deciding to do things that are more in alignment with how we prefer to be. Now think of it like this. Your body is in a way a conductor of energy. And if there are, metaphorically speaking, you could also think of it like a pipe. And with that, think of it like water can flow through it, and the more clear it is, the faster the water will flow. In the same way as a conductor, the more of a certain type of material it is, the more it will just, the electricity will just go all the way through it in a very fast manner. Well, if there's some type of materials that we put in there, or if there's some type of gunk that's in that pipe, it's not going to flow as easily because that's resistance there. Now, sometimes we create resistance with either the diet of what we are eating or with the mentality that we have of being really attached to the outcome. And this is where we can become very aware of how we feel in correlation to what we are doing. Now, there's a difference between just coping, and a lot of times we'll find that we are coping because that's how the autopilot mind works. That's how it works when it comes to just consistently doing the same things day in and day out, and they show that over 90% of our thoughts every day are just brought over from the day before. So the idea behind this is what we can learn to do is to thrive instead of just cope. Thriving means you have a different mentality about what you can do in your life. Anytime you are stretching out of your own comfort zone, you feel like you are alive. That will immediately activate life force energy within you. Now the other part of this is understanding that you and I, we don't know everything. When we get too rigid in our own belief systems or what we think to be true, we then stop growing because we figure that we already kind of have it all figured out. So the key to this is to know that what we know is a very small part of the whole pie. And when we have that perspective, we can then go through things knowing that we're going to grow from it. We're going to learn more about either who we are, how we relate to the world. We're going to learn more about just, what our passion is, whatever it is. And anytime we think that we've already capped it out, we stop our own growth, and that energy potential isn't used. So the key to this is to have a strong vision for what you want to experience, to be focused on that goal, knowing that that allows the potential to go in that direction, but at the same time to not assume that you have it all figured out. Know that there's always more room to grow. And as you have that perspective, you're going to feel more inspired, because as you are taking action, you start to see the growth that can come from it. Now, the other part of this is understanding diet and becoming aware of putting natural foods into the body. Now, me personally, I eat a lot of nutrient-rich foods, which means I eat a lot of, I either use a Vitamix and I juice a lot, or, it's kind of like juicing, but I eat the pulp as well. You could juice. Juicing is great too, but eat a lot of greens, eat a lot of color in your food. So instead of eating processed food or eating frozen foods, eat more of type of foods that are more just natural, whole. And as you do that, as you put live food into your body, that is breaking down and becoming a part of you. And if you put live foods into your body, you will naturally feel more alive, which of course has an increase of life force energy. Now, anytime we put foods into our body, that takes our body a lot to break it down. That's like us, metaphorically speaking, putting the gunk into the pipe so that the water can't flow smooth. So think of it in the form of digestion as well. When you put nutrient-rich foods into your body, it will digest very well because you're feeding your body what it needs, and also it has natural enzymes in it that break down and use the energy in a very powerful way. So as you become more aware, and you can do this with what I call body awareness. What I do is when I eat, I pay attention to how I feel in correlation to what I'm eating. And if I feel after a meal, if I feel tired, then I know that most likely that meal was conducive to what I needed. Conducive, you see, just like the electricity kind of going through it. It's very conducive to who we are. And when I become aware of that, then I decide that I won't eat it again, or I'll modify or eat it at a different time of day. But realize that you should feel light and you should feel energized after a meal. And if you don't, then most likely maybe you're eating gluten, maybe you're eating something that kind of just stays in the body, that takes a lot for the body to break it down. And if so, that will cause life force energy to go down. So the key to this is understanding and really having the awareness that life force energy is what is going in the direction of you creating what you want. It is necessary for you to really attract what you want. And if you find that you don't have motivation, if you find that maybe you feel more depressed, a lot of times that has to do simply with the diet, because what we put into our body literally becomes a part of us. And when we become aware of what we're putting into our body, that can be a game changer, especially if we decide we're going to eat more healthy. So, but realize that's more the body side of it. The mental side of it, the emotional side of it, is understanding that we must always be stretching outside of our current bubble that we've created. We must always thrive instead of cope. We must always have the energy going in a certain direction. I'd say that also, if you find that you don't have direction with what you're doing, that your life force energy in a way will be dispersed. Life force energy wants to attain its potential. It wants to live out and take action and feel the choices are going in a certain direction. So become clear as to who you want to become. If you don't know what that is, that's totally fine. What I'm thinking of doing is creating a follow your purpose course showing you exactly how to find your purpose and how to live it. Let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in by commenting below. And that's something that I will create if you guys want me to. And I think that going in that direction, though, is really about just having the intention of finding out what that direction is and starting to take action in that step, in that place. And as you do that, the life force energy just starts to kind of give itself its own momentum, because you're making choices to figure out what that is. So understand that you can easily increase your life force energy by becoming more aware of what you're eating, what you're putting into your body, understanding you can change and start to thrive instead of just cope. That also a lot has to do with the subconscious mind. When you change the subconscious mind, everything changes. That's why I've created a free MP3 that's in the description box below. You can download that. That will show you and help you if you listen to it for 21 days. That will help you completely reprogram your subconscious mind, change your self-image, and start to live a completely new life. So that's something that you can download in the description box. It will help you on this process of thriving rather than just coping. And as you do that, you will feel like you have a whole bunch of energy. You will feel very conducive to who you prefer to be, and things will begin to happen in amazing ways. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you guys liked it, subscribe if you guys haven't already. Also hit that little notification here so that you guys can see the daily videos that I do. The way YouTube does things now is you actually have to hit that if you want to see the daily vids. And other than that, as always, I'll see you guys on the next vid. Peace, much love, namaste.